So have you guys defrosted?
We're trying to, but then we get another, kind of snow wave today. But I guess the snow has been following us a little bit around. But it's good. The guys are ready. Thank God nobody got sick. So ready to be able to play.
How much easier is it to prepare for this game this weekend, knowing that in terms of at least the weather conditions, that's not really going to be a factor?
No, we prepare like we prepare always the same matches. Analyze the opposition and try to make sure that we bring a good game plan. Of course, when you go to LA, you expect that the conditions are going to be a lot better than the ones that we play in Colorado. But we know also there's going to be a good game. It's going to be a difficult game against a good team. But I think the good thing is that it's a good venue. It's going to be good energy. It's going to be an exciting game for us as well.
LAFC was obviously had a really good season last year, and not a lot has changed in terms of their roster, and they've been very good at home. But you guys actually played pretty well against them last year. What were you able to do last year to get results against this team, and how can you sort of carry that into this weekend?
I think both teams know each other very well, and I think we know what we can expect. They know what to expect about us, and we're gonna try to make it a good game. So I think both teams are thinking about just competing and try to make sure that that is a good match for everyone, and for us going there, trying to get as many points as we can. So, but nevertheless, we know that it's a difficult match, and we're gonna just go with the way we think that we can accomplish what we're looking for, which is get point in Los Angeles.
I think Guzman was the only sort of injury question coming out of this weekend. How is he doing?
No, he's perfect. He's fully fit. He's been training from day one, so no issues with him.
And then one last thing for me. Andy Polo is a player that obviously started a lot for you guys last year, sometimes played a little bit of a deeper role depending on the formation you had. But I feel like he's looked really dangerous on the wing in preseason in that last game. Are you seeing some different things out of him, or asking him to play more of a more maybe influential role in sort of getting behind the back line and being a factor in the attack this year?
No, I think he's doing what we have been asking him always to do, and the thing is now he has adapted a little bit more. Now this is the second year. He's more comfortable, and he's a talented player. So he's doing very good things for the team. He's been good, since preseason, as we said a few times. And this past game, I think even with the conditions, he showed a lot of quality, and he was dangerous in a lot of situations. So he's been playing very well.
You talked about that comfort. Do you feel like that comfort with the team has enabled him to sort of shine in that way, that not that he wasn't good last year, but to sort of take things to a new level?
Definitely. I think for sure he has the opportunity to be able to have settled in Portland. He knows the teammates. He's a talented player, and also I think that in some moments last year in the system that sometimes we played, and he had to make a lot of sacrifices defensively. He gave us a lot tactically to balance the team defensively, and I think this year he's been able to have a little more freedom in some moments, and I think that that's shown that he's able to give more quality in those moments. So we've been very pleased with his performance, and hopefully he can continue the same way.
Gio, last summer you talked about how you really wanted T2 to make the next leap and get into the playoffs and develop a winning mentality. With the T2 season about to begin, what are your ambitions for the season?
The same thing, to make sure that they're able to make hopefully the playoff, that they're competitive, that the guys that go down from the first team to play, that they can help the team be successful, and also take advantage of those moments to be able to show us that they're ready to be able to play. And that way also for fitness levels is very important, because that way we have always everybody available, and when we need them, we know that they have 90 minutes in their legs to be able to perform. So I think the way we worked last year was fantastic, and we trying to do similar things this year as well.
Thank
you. Coach, when you're reviewing the game film from Saturday, how much do the conditions impact your ability to assess player performance?
I think was impressed, watching how our guys play in such a difficult condition. Not only with the difficulty of being able to play on the snow, which is slow the ball down and made it very difficult, but also in how cold it was, and some of the guys I know by fact couldn't feel their feet, their hands. So for them to have lasted the entire match and be able to have some very good moments during the game, I was very pleased with the performance. I think there's other areas that we have to improve, get better. That's normal. But I think for being the first match that we play, I was very content with what I saw. I think the only thing is what I said after the game. I wish that, we could have held on the 3 points, because I think we deserved it. Also, Colorado, they played with 10 men and they worked very hard. So credit to them as well that they came back into the match. But I was very pleased with the performance of our team, and hopefully they can continue the same way.
The stylistic differences between Colorado and LAFC, they have 2 very different ways of playing. What do you think are some of those key differences?
Many differences. I think in their way, the system and how they look to do certain things with the ball, where they are more dangerous. The type of players that they have. Both teams are different. But not only the 2 of them, MLS in general, when you look around, there's not a lot of teams that are similar. So you have to always plan the right way. You have to know who you're playing against, make sure that you see their strengths, their weaknesses, and try to play the best possible way. So we know that this is going to be a completely different game, and we're up to it. We're excited about it, and we're looking forward to being there already and playing a very good game, and hopefully it's going to be exciting for the fans as well, that we'll be watching on TV there and here in Portland as well.
And I know you don't like to focus on any one player from a team, because there are 11 players you have to prepare for from a team. But Carlos Vela can pop up starts on the right, can play through the middle, can play a 9, drift anywhere on the field. Does that make it more difficult to prepare for him?
It makes it. I won't say that it makes it more difficult, because we exactly know how good he is. So it's about trying to make sure that we do the things that we need to do, and we need the support of all the players around. And he's a good player. He's definitely a guy that has shown quality in Europe, that showed quality last year. That is a player that can, invent something. We saw what he did here in the goal that he scored. So definitely that's an important player. But we have to make sure that we not only concentrate about one player on the other team, because especially LAFC has, I think, a good team in general. So for us, it's making sure that we have a game plan and try to execute it.
When you touched on this a little bit, but when you look at a forecast and see snow in Colorado, do you think about that at all, or do you try to plan for that, or can you only just focus on the rapids and deal with the conditions as they go?
No, we see the conditions. We pay attention to that as well. But I think we want to make sure that we build a culture that mentality is more important than anything else. And we have to go through anything. If we have to go through a wall, we have to go through a wall, and we have to believe in it. And the guys, did exactly that during this past match. But it was freezing. It was very, very cold. For the guys that were outside, it was very difficult condition, even more than the guys that were inside the field. So just I think we have to analyze things, but at the end, I think the mentality is the most important part, and whoever had to step on the field has to get the job done.
And by the second half, it was hard to see out there. They had to shovel so you could see the lines. The players couldn't feel their feet, you mentioned. Was there any part of you that wondered, could this game be canceled? Should this game be canceled for player safety? I mean,
to be honest, it never came through my mind. It never came to my mind. The only thing that came in my mind is that we have to win this game. We got to try to figure things out. The guys are doing well. What do we need to do, in certain moments and coach those moments? But it never once went through my mind that, the conditions are so difficult that we cannot play. Because I think all of us were convinced that this game was going to stop. And I think in our minds, we just said we have to go through it and figure out the way how to do it. And credit to the guys, because they did a great job.
So, profe, en español, fueron a la nieve, ahora pueden ir un poquito más al calor, no sé, ojalá y no haya tanto calor. ¿Cómo preparar este partido? ¿Se prepara diferente al enfrentar a jugadores como Rossi, como Vela, que son muy peligrosos?
Yo creo que se prepara en ciertos momentos igual, pero sin duda de que tenemos que prestar atención a cosas diferentes porque es un equipo diferente al cual enfrentamos en Colorado. En lo individual, en lo colectivo, es un equipo que tenemos que prestar mucha atención en muchas situaciones, entendemos muy bien los movimientos del equipo y sabemos que ellos van a insistir en su manera de jugar. Y lo importante, nosotros tenemos que ser lo suficientemente disciplinados para poder entonces jugar de la manera que queremos y también saber cómo cerrar los espacios para que no tengan muchas posibilidades. A la final vamos con nuestro plan y Dios mediante que nos salga bien.
Es importante ganar, sacar un buen resultado en este tipo de partidos cuando es del mismo grupo, cuando es de la misma conferencia.
Sí, sin duda, porque estos partidos, como decimos nosotros, valen en realidad 6 puntos, decimos, ¿no? Porque haces perder 3 puntos al contrario, al rival, y nosotros ganamos 3 puntos, Dios mediante. A la final, eso, ¿sabes? Eso lo ve uno como 6 puntos. Entonces, estos partidos son sumamente más importantes que los partidos cuando juegas contra equipos de la Conferencia del Este, pero al mismo tiempo sabe uno que también hay un entendimiento diferente, hay un ambiente diferente y a la final va a ser un partido duro.
¿Qué piensa especialmente en Carlos Vela? Yo
Sí,
soy mexicano y me gustaría saber su opinión.
No, Carlos Vela es un jugador extraordinario, es un jugador de mucha calidad, es un jugador que cambia partidos y que le ha venido muy bien al equipo de Los Ángeles, de LAFC. Seguramente es mejor equipo gracias a él. Pero nosotros no podemos concentrarnos solamente en un solo jugador porque el LAFC es más de solamente ser Vela. Creo que es un equipo que tiene buenas incorporaciones y a la final juega un buen fútbol y nosotros tenemos que estar preparados para eso.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.